no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, so you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life. You better do the damn thing right.
Welcome back to the ShoeBenderPod, guys. I'm so glad I have you guys back. Man, before we get things going, guys, if I could get you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to the page, let's get this algorithm going. It would be greatly appreciated. I love every single one of you guys, and thank you guys for tuning in. But man, back to the women's national championship game that happened last night. Gosh, man, this game would have been so much better if the refs did not get in the way of such a good game. Like, it was literally from the first quarter just horrible officiating. I mean, it really took away from the game. The storylines from the game, and just honestly the competitive nature, because, man, these two teams were going at it at first. I mean, especially in the first quarter, it looked like it was going to be one of those Caitlin Clark games where she was just making everything, because, I mean, she was just pick and rolling, coming off the rolls, off the screens, and just schwapping in the first quarter. Foul trouble got the best of both teams, not just one team. And that's what I mean, that was like really irritating trying to watch this game, because, it was a good game. It was very close in the first quarter. And then the second quarter game, and you had Jasmine Carson, I believe that's what her name was. I'm pretty sure that's what her name was. She just went off. She literally just went off. Literally everything that she was throwing up was just straight Schwab City, boys. Schwab City, like just straight cash on everything. She could not miss the whole second quarter. Jasmine Carson definitely helped her team out a lot in the second quarter. And, I mean, it gave LSU a really good cushion that pretty much they did not, that Iowa was not able to come back from, basically. In the third quarter, Iowa did make a run. I believe they got it to within like 6 points. And then the fourth quarter came. And then the fourth quarter came, and then you had, Alexis Morris, I believe that's what her name was. She went off. In the fourth quarter. She made all the best basketball plays, and she made all the shots that she needed to make. And she basically turned the game, like pretty much took the game away from Iowa. Like, yeah, you got really close, but nah, this shit's ours. And she pretty much closed the game. You had it was, like I said, it was a really good game. Or it would have been a really good game if the officiating just didn't get in the way. It was just horribly bad when it comes to officiating. It sucks that, that we get a great game like this in the women's championship game, and all we're basically talking about is the reffing. I mean, there's stuff that other people are talking about as well, but to me, I just think that's just so, like, ridiculous to be talking about that. Like, it's just dumb, bro. It's a competitive nature of two competitive teams, and what you see now, and what you're seeing on that court is exactly what happens. I mean, if this was a men's game, it's whatever. It's like, it's just it's just men. It's just men being men. But since it was a women's game, people aren't comfortable with women acting like that. And to me, it's like, so what? I knew a lot of women athletes that were hella competitive, that I wish that my teammates were that competitive. I wish these motherfuckers had that fire. But nah, man, I mean, just because they're women don't mean that they can't be just as passionate or show off that passion like men do. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that's super one-sided for us to see it like, only men can celebrate like that. Like, that's so narrow-minded. We're so past that, guys. Like, we're so past that. We're in 2023, guys. Like, come on, man. Let these girls show off their passion, their competitive side. Like, I love seeing that. I love seeing Angel, straight up be right next to Caitlin Clark, literally like right next to her on the free throw line, telling her like, you can't see me, like what's up, like I'm right here, say something. And Caitlin didn't say shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's two different worlds, man. You know, it's two different worlds. I try to tell people that all the time. It's two different worlds, man. Like, you know, you could try to hide people from the real world, but eventually the real world is gonna come knocking on your door. You know what I'm saying? If you come looking for it as well. Because the one thing I didn't like about the whole antics at the free throw line was that it's like you were doing that once you knew the game was over. It's like, why weren't you doing that from the jump, from quarter number one? Like, hey, what's up? Like, we're right here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you honestly pay attention to the game, like, literally nobody was making this personal besides Reese. I mean, Morris wasn't making it. She didn't made it look like it was personal. Carson was going off. She didn't make it look personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, that's what great competitors do, though. You find reasons to fight that that fire inside of you, to get the best out of you. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, you know, the whole internet's making it to something a lot bigger than what it should be. Me personally, I don't like seeing that stuff. I honestly don't even like giving my energy towards that stuff. Like, as soon as I started seeing, you know, like certain clips and certain headlines, captions, I already knew, like, bro, I'm staying out of that comment section, man. Because there's nothing good that's going to come out of that comment section besides me getting angry at humans for talking about humans like that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't allow negativity to come into my circle, man. I really don't. I control what comes into my circle and what is around me. Obviously, there's some times where you can't, where it's out of your hands, but most of the time it is in your hands. And me, there's just certain things, like, that's the reason why I don't watch scary movies. It's not because, like, I'm a scaredy cat or anything. It's like, I just don't like seeing that shit. Like, I just don't. Like, why would I want to get scared for free? Like, what benefit do I get from that? Like, please tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like it. I don't like that whole, I don't like blood. I don't like hearing bones snap. Like, bro, like, what, like, I get it's a movie, but still, man, I just, me personally, I do not like seeing or hearing those kind of things. Me, I'm a comedy guy. I'd rather laugh my ass off. That's just me. That's what I'd rather spend my energy on than scaring the shit out of myself and getting all paranoid. But back to the game. You know, yeah, the internet, you know, it could be a really cool place, but it could also be a really bad place when it comes to certain things and certain situations like that. And, you know, I really do not like seeing that stuff. I'm not going to put my, like I said, I'm not going to put my energy towards it because that's taken away from the LSU women's team and what they did. Because, like I said, man, well, it was really cool seeing Jasmine Carson go off in that second quarter, man. Just literally just heat check, literally everything. She even hits the bank at the buzzer beater, like to end the half. You know, it was just really cool. You know what I'm saying? And but like I said, it really sucked that the whole world got pretty much they got fleeced, you know, by these refs calling this game, man, because I mean, man, like I said, in the first quarter, it was such a good, fast-paced game. They were going back and forth, and bam, whistle after whistle after whistle. And it was against, you know, key players for both teams, not just one team. And, you know, it was just, you know, it just sucks seeing the refs take control of this situation because it was such a good game. Like I said, it really took away from the girls on the court, man, because they were balling, man. I definitely did not know the game advanced that much, man. Like in women's basketball, especially in college. Like, I was watching that game and I was like, yo, like, these girls can hoop, bro. Like, they could legit hoop. And that's what I'm saying. Like, these women, they can hoop. The only thing that's missing is just the dunks. It's just yeeting on people. You know, at least right now, you know, I'm starting to see more and more clips of women dunking, man. I mean, so I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, next thing you know, they taking off from the free throw line. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be. But yeah, definitely. I mean, just, it was great basketball in that first quarter. And then after that, like I said, the refs really started getting away from, like I said, not just from one team, for both teams. But then also Jasmine Carson caught fire and just really made a gap. made a lead that you basically that Iowa couldn't come back from. And LSU is now the national champions. You had 2 records set last night as well. One from Angel Reese. She recorded the most double doubles in women's basketball. I believe he was either in women's basketball or it was for the tournament, one of the two. But I do know that Caitlin Clark set the most points for the tournament run, like most points for a tournament, which is really cool, man. It's just really cool. Obviously, these 2 girls, like they're super, super talented, super passionate, super skilled, because they're on top. They were all the talk it was like last night. It was about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And it's really cool to see the whole world, not just, certain people, like literally just the whole world talking about women's basketball, man. It's really cool to see that. It's really cool to see them get that recognition, because it only helps them out as well. It's going to put more eyeballs in the sport, which, generates more money into the sport, which is good for everybody, especially good for business. You know what I'm saying? So, huge shout out to LSU Tigers women's basketball team on your national championship game. The coach is actually from LSU, not from LSU, but from Louisiana. And so she was very, very emotional. She's all crying, because she won it for her home state, man. Like, it's really badass. That's anybody's dream, is to bring a championship to their home state. So it was really cool to see that. And we'll see what happens next year. We'll see if LSU runs it back. South Carolina obviously is going to come back with a vengeance, because they felt like they should have won it. And the team that that they lost to also lost as well. So I honestly feel like, me personally, I feel like South Carolina was the better team, but it just wasn't their day. And it happens like that in sports, guys. I say that over and over again. The better team could win 9 out of 10 times. They really can. They really are the better team. But all it takes is that one day for you to have a bad day, and it's over. That's all it wrote. And you could be the better team. You literally could legit be the better team 9 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 days. But that one damn day that you decide to have a bad day, and it's over. And, and it sucks. It sucks because there's a lot of great teams that have lost that way. And it is what it is. That's sports. That's why we tune in and watch these things. But like I said, congratulations to LSU women's team. Tonight, we actually have the men's championship game. My goodness, man. I swear, dude. I swear the Matrix is listening to what I'm saying, man. I swear these guys don't want me to be right, because, gosh damn, bro. Like, I should have had the freaking national championship game correct. But here you go. Here comes March Madness. You know what I'm saying? Like, gosh, like, first of all, the UConn game, I don't even want to talk about that. If you watch that game, you already know why. They dominated again. They're on the road. They're playing some really good basketball. I honestly would not be surprised if they win tonight. Just because, they're coming off 2 blowout wins against 2 quality teams. And then you have the other team who's basically on that Cinderella run. People don't want to give them that Cinderella run, which is San Diego State, because they're like, yeah, but they were good 2 years ago when COVID hit, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but for them to still be this good and be consistently this good, that says a lot about them too, and that coach. Granted, they did win on a freaking game-winning shot, which was beautiful. It was a beautiful shot. The last 10 minutes of that FAU and San Diego State game were some of the best, like, basketball I don't want to say that some of the best basketball, but some of the best, entertaining basketball I've watched, just because they were just going back and forth. For the last 10 minutes, these two teams were just going back and forth. And then at the very end, San Diego State gets that last shot. And this guy gets a great look. Like, it's definitely a Kodak moment. It's an immortal moment. something that, he'll forever be immortalized for. That's a clip that they'll show forever when they're showing those national, the NCAA tournament highlights. He's gonna be part of of it now. And he got such a great shot off, man. Just such a great shot. It was nice to see, just clean midi, cash city, literally nothing but net. I mean, it was cash. Like I'm saying, it was a beautiful shot. Beautiful, beautiful shot. You love to see it. You really do. If you're a hoop, if you like to watch basketball, you love to see something like that because it was a great move. He hesitated. So when he hesitated that first time when he drove and he seen that it wasn't there, I thought it was like, oh man, he's gonna freeze. He's gonna freeze. He's not gonna know what to do to pass it, whatever. Homeboy did not freeze. He said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna cash this. Rose up, cashed it, man. San Diego State moves on. But and this is one of the things because I have a bad habit, especially when I'm betting and stuff like that, to leave my feelings out of it. Because, you want to see these team wins, right? And it's like San Diego State. Like, I really want them to win. I like all the players on that team. I really like the coach. But this UConn team's too good, man. They really are. I mean, the last two games just literally blown teams out. Obviously something you obviously can't San Diego State out ever because I mean what happened last game. But I just feel like UConn is on a roll, man. They really are on a roll. San Diego State, I just feel like their magical run is gonna end tonight, which sucks to say. It really does, because out of these two teams, I would want them to win, but I just feel like the better team really is UConn, and they've been proving that, especially the last two games. So that's going on tonight at 6:20 Pacific time. Man, it must suck for you East Coast people, man. See, that's the reason why I wouldn't be able to live in the East Coast, dog. There's no way in hell a game starts at 7 p.m. and I'm watching that shit at 10 p.m. What? That makes no sense. Like, you're telling me I have a choice. Like, if I could leave either 3 hours behind or 3 hours ahead, I'm choosing 3 hours behind, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would not be able to do it in the East Coast, man. I do not like that time difference. I'm a huge sports fan. I love to be able to watch my sports and go to sleep at 10 p.m., not at freaking 1 a.m. So yeah, that's why I'd rather stick to the West Coast, the best coast, the sunniest coast. You know, it really is the best. We got everything over here. We got what you want, man. We got Amazon over here. We got Starbucks over here. We got Microsoft over here. What you want, man? What you want, bro? The U.S. don't run without the Pacific Northwest, dog. Let's be real. But anyways, back to sports. Yeah, I definitely do got UConn winning this game, though. Like I said, I just feel like they're just a deeper team. They end up putting this one guy in. I forget what his name is. He's this really tall guy. I think he's number 35. But dude, anytime this guy comes in, he just boards everything, blocks everything. And like I said, they're just playing really, really, really good team basketball. Like, really good. They play it really hard. But I'm excited to watch this matchup. I'm just hoping it's a good game. That's what I hope, especially for when I'm not rooting for any team specifically. I just want a good game, like the one that we seen with San Diego State and FAU. Like, I want a game like that. I want another game like that. I love games like that. It's so funny. I was watching a game recently with my sister, and she was, and she seen how close it was, and the adrenaline going and stuff like that. And she was like, dude, I don't know how you guys do this. Like, she's like, I can't. She's like, I can't even watch this just because the anxiety of the game, like just how much it builds up and crowds getting into it. You start feeling the tension in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could feel it through the TV. Like, oh, shit, And it was just so funny to see her be like, no, I can't watch it. But yeah, she could watch like all these really scary Conjuring, movies and stuff like that. It cracks me up, man. But definitely, man, I just want a good game. I want a good game. I want it to be close. I want to come down to the wire, and whoever wins. But I definitely do see UConn winning because I do feel like they are the better team. And that's pretty much going to do it for college basketball this year, guys. It came and went just that fast. We're about to actually have to start the NBA playoffs this next week. The play-in tournaments next week. By the end of next week, the playoffs should start. But I mean, it's here now. It's here now. There's a lot of teams that people weren't expecting to be in. I'm not gonna say who. Lake Show, baby, what's up? But anyways, there was a couple of bit of teams that aren't in it that were supposed to be in it, and there's some teams that are in it that weren't supposed to be in it. But let me go here to the NBA standings. Checking it right now, because the Lake Show, after last night's win, is now in the 7th seed. And honestly, because this is the last week of the regular season, guys, they got we played the Jazz twice, the Suns, and the Clippers left. That's our remaining schedule. And honestly, the Lakers could easily finish in the 5th seed. The one thing that people didn't want, like the Lakers could legit get out of the play-in spot. The Golden State Warriors lose again on the road. And that is a huge issue. I've seen a notification that today that Andrew Wiggins is working on his way to making his return, which is fine and dandy. But you've also missed almost 30 games. Whatever thing you had to personally that was going on personally, obviously was extremely personal for you to have to be missing basketball. And then if you think he's going to come back with basketball on his mind and repeating on his mind, I don't think that's the case. And then plus you're going to have all the media just swarming you, asking you why you were gone. I just don't see the Warriors as a threat. I don't see the Clippers as a threat, because at the end of the day, they're the Clippers. Everybody's all high and mighty on the Suns. They have no chemistry. Why are you so high and mighty on them? Yeah, I know you see the names on the pieces of paper. Yeah, they do look good. But you know what all those pieces of paper have in common too? Is that they all haven't won a championship besides Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant was carried. Well, that's a bad word to say. I don't want to say carried, because when they won the championship, he was a Finals MVP both times. So that means you were the best player on the court. But let's be real. You're not gonna have to double team Chris Paul like you would have Steph Curry. You're not gonna have to you probably actually would have to double team Devin Booker like you would Klay Thompson. But you don't have Draymond on the defensive end. Yeah, you have DeAndre Ayton, but he's not Draymond, dog. He's not. I don't see the Suns as a threat this year. I see them as a threat next year, but not this year. And then the remaining 3 teams at the top, the only one that literally has playoff experience that's gone to conference finals is the Denver Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? What's the big deal? I think the Memphis Grizzlies Memphis hasn't been there, but the Nuggets have. And there's rumors going around that the Nuggets are trying to avoid playing the Lakers. And that's another thing too. If you think that any of these teams that are left that are going to make the playoffs have way more experience than LeBron James in the playoffs, you're tripping. Once the Lakers make the playoffs, it's a wrap. They're winning the NBA Finals. I'm trying to tell you guys. Put your money on the Lakers right now before the money line keeps going down, down, down. Because that's what's already happening, if you haven't noticed. It's going to keep going down. The Lakers are going to keep winning, and that money line is going to keep going down. So you're only losing money if you're not betting the Lakers to win the NBA championship, because they're going to be they're already in the playoffs, basically. Even if they get in the play-in, they're gonna win the play-in tournament. They're gonna be in the playoffs. And then you're gonna have to try to beat LeBron James, who's literally been known for getting to the finals every time he's in the playoffs, 7 times. That's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. And like I said, the last time the Lakers won the championship, they had the number 1 defense. What do the Lakers have right now? The number 1 defense. And they have better shooters than they had back in 2020. The shooting is crazy. The ball handling is crazy. There's more than one ball handler. We have 4 ball handlers right now. We have Austin Reeves, LBJ, Dennis Schroeder, and D'Angelo Russell. And that's just those 4. I mean, these other guys could do. AD could do it too. He played point guard in freaking high school. He could take the ball down the court, dribble between the legs, dish that shit out. He could do all that still. That's what makes him AD. And AD's been balling. I think it's his 3rd game with 38 plus points. more than 10 rebounds. Like he's dominating right now. This is what happens when AD is healthy. When we lost to the Suns that one year, we were winning until AD went down. And then once AD went down, that's when the Suns jumped on everybody. But if AD stays healthy, man, and D'Angelo Russell stays healthy, it's over. It's the only ones that don't believe that the Lakers are going to win the championship. The only ones is the ones that haven't been watching the Lakers. The Lakers are playing really, really good basketball. I got the league pass. At first, the first half of the year, I literally regretted my purchase. Like, why the hell did I waste another $200 on this shit? Then we make a trade. Next thing you know, we're winning. The next thing you know, I'm like, hell yeah. I'm hella happy I got the league pass because I'm watching all these games. And I'm watching us win. I'm watching the chemistry on the court. Like, it's great. It's really good. I didn't even see chemistry like this in the 2020 team. Like, the chemistry is really, really good on this basketball team. It's just gonna keep on getting better, and we're winning. We're winning, and so that makes everybody even happier. Like, I'm telling you, man, the Lakers are the biggest problem in the Western Conference, and not just in the Western Conference, but in the whole playoffs. In the Eastern Conference, we got the Bucks, who just straight annihilated the 76ers the other day. Giannis had a great game. He should definitely still be in that conversation of MVP, because right now it's just Jokic and Embiid, which are probably going to end up giving it to Embiid because Antetokounmpo already has one, Joker already has one, so they're probably going to give it to Embiid. Let's be real. Excuse me. Whoa, that was a loud one. But the top three teams in the Eastern Conference. You had the Celtics, who just went to the finals, Milwaukee, who went 2 years ago, the 76ers that haven't been there. But those are the three top teams, man. It's one of these three teams right here is going to go to the finals. Obviously, I got to give it to the Celtics, man, just because of how that 1-2 punch that they have with Jaylen Brown and Tatum. But, man, you just can't count Giannis and those Bucks out, man. They're just a complete team. And that's what makes it even more dangerous, is that they're just a team. Like, yeah, they go through Giannis, but Giannis don't mind, like, being like, I don't mind if I don't get the ball these next 8 possessions. Do what you guys got to do, but just make sure you're scoring. But, man, that's those three teams I'm definitely going to I'm going to watch every single game of theirs once the playoffs comes around. I want to watch every single game of theirs. But yeah, definitely be very wary of these Lakers in the Western Conference, because honestly, I feel like they are literally the most dangerous team right now. The Golden State Warriors are very dangerous as well. They are the defending champs, but they're only good at home, and you can't have that once playoff games start happening. And everybody's trying to make it seem like Andrew Wiggins is gonna be the fix all be all. Dude, you still have Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. If that's not enough, then you're tripping. If you think Andrew Wiggins is going to come save the Warriors, you're tripping. Yes, he's a really good asset to that group, but he is not the main reason why they win or lose. Like, come on, guys. Let's get that narrative out of there. But definitely the Eastern Conference, those three teams are going to be very, very fun to watch. And the Western Conference, obviously, is just going to come down to who matches, like with the matchups, who plays who. And y'all already know who I want to be playing each other. I've said it like 5 times already. And those are the matchups that I want. And if those matchups happen in the Western Conference Finals, guarantee those are going to be the highest ratings in NBA history for the first round. If the Mavs were able to pull their head out of their ass and make it into at least into the play-in, that'd be a really good matchup to watch as well with the Suns. But I don't think we're gonna get that matchup, guys. But we'll see what happens. I mean, there's still 4 or 5 games left in the season, so we'll see what happens with these teams. In the NFL, there really hasn't been anything going on. It's mainly just a bunch of draft talk. Who's going to go number 1? Everybody's flipping. Literally, I've heard every quarterback get flipped back and forth on who's going to go number 1, top 5, all that stuff. I seen this page or this tweet saying that, the Seahawks are really high on Richardson. I just don't see that. I really don't see us drafting Richardson. I see us taking Bennett. I really do see us taking Bennett like in the third or second round, late in the second or third round, because I don't think he's going to go past the third round. If he does, I'd be extremely surprised if Bennett goes after that, after those 2 rounds. But yeah, I mean that's basically all that's going on in the NFL. You just got a bunch of draft talk about who's going where and what, because the NFL draft is like 2 weeks away, which I'm super excited about because I'm always excited for the draft. I love to see who's going to go where and who's going to be playing, you know, who's going to be teamed up with who, or who's back to being teammates, because that happens a lot now too, especially with a lot of these big programs and all, you know, having like 10 guys going in the first round. So it's going to be really excited to see what happens there. And then this weekend we also got it's either this weekend or next weekend, got Alex Pierre and Adesanya. Man, I really hope Adesanya could really beat this guy, bro. I really do. This guy, I mean, it's his boogeyman, man. I mean, he's beat him 3 times, but 2 times out of the 3 times, this guy has been saved by the damn bell. So we'll see what happens there, but I'm really, really rooting for Izzy, man. I really, truly am. I really hope he could beat this demon and get past this hill. But then again, obviously they would probably have to face off again, because then that would make it 1-1 in the UFC, and they would obviously probably have to rematch again. But I really hope he could pull it off. But man, I don't know. This Pierre guy he's different. He's definitely different. I'll give him that. And it's hard not to not like him. I mean, I watched this clip today that, you know, it kind of feels like Adesanya is the one that's pushing this beef, because Alex walked up to him after the fight, you know, was telling him, hey, you know, between me and you, you know, it's all respect. It's all respect. It's always been all respect. And then this Adesanya's like, yeah, it's all respect. He's like, but you don't like me and I don't like you. And then Alex was just kind of like, all right, bro, I guess, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so that kind of just that just didn't look good. I didn't like seeing that, because it was just kind of like, man, Izzy, are you just pushing this beef? Like, it don't seem like this dude really gives a shit. Like, he legit was trying to tell you, like, hey, man, like, appreciate it. Like, I respect you. Like, as a man, like, I'm respecting you. And you're pretty much telling me, like, nah, like, that's cool. Like, I respect you too, but you hate me and I hate you too. And it's like, okay, you know, so that kind of, you know, I just didn't like seeing that. But then again, you know, emotions are high. You just lost. You were literally just about to beat this guy. So I can't hold that against Izzy as well, because who knows, I probably would have said the same shit. But yeah, definitely we'll see what happens there. But like I said, I'm really, really, truly hoping that Izzy gets to pull this off. But we'll see what happens. And that's basically it for today, guys. I just wanted to give you guys a breakdown of what happened last night and what's gonna go on tonight. And I really appreciate every single one of you guys. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys could just like, subscribe, and comment, I'd greatly appreciate it. I really do want to grow this channel and, you know, be able to do this for a living and just be able to do this with you guys every day. You know what I'm saying? This is fun. I love doing this. Like, I really do. I enjoy it. And like I said, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope every single one of you guys keep having a great week. And I will catch you guys all on the next one.
There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, so you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life.